The Ford Mustang Mach-E GT, Ford's all-electric controversial thrill machine, designed with wild features to challenge any other electric vehicle under the surface of the sun, including the Tesla Model Y. Even before the GT variant was released, there's been a lot of buzz around the Ford Mustang Mach-E, positive and negative that is. Some said, yeah, it's a good car, but definitely not a good Mustang. You had some others who felt the Mustang Mach-E ticked all the boxes. And then there were some indecisive ones who would rather sit on the fence. Will they be convinced to pick sides now that Ford has released an upgraded version? We'll find out in this video. Also in this video, we'll be comparing the all-new Ford Mustang Mach-E GT with the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Stick around. As mentioned earlier, the Ford Mustang Mach-E drew a lot of talk from all corners. Pony car fanboys were appalled. They never thought a day would come where Ford would slap the Mustang badge on an electric SUV. We never felt so too. Well, until Ford gave us the automobile surprise of our lives. Optimists called for calm and suggested that the impressive electric car had what it takes to rival the numbers produced by its gasoline power. 1 year down the road, Ford is attempting to change the heart of the naysayers by offering the quickest and most performance-oriented Mach-E ever made, the Mustang Mach-E GT. According to Ford, this variant is specially designed for thrill seekers, adrenaline lovers, and automobile enthusiasts who want a passion-filled drive. If you think the Mustang Mach-E is fast, think again, because the GT model is viciously rapid. The Mustang Mach-E GT relies on 2 electric motors to deliver 480 horsepower and 600 pound-feet of torque. That's more power than the V8 Mustang delivers and more torque than the standard Mach-E can generate. Owners of the GT Performance Edition will get more power and torque, though this configuration reportedly gives off 487 horsepower and 634 pound-feet of torque. Not sure you'll need it though, except you're a sucker for numbers. At the peak of its powers, the Mustang Mach-E GT will dash from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. For the math experts in the house, that's 0.6 seconds quicker than the famed Tesla Model Y. If you think that's impressive, wait till you see the GT Performance Edition drift from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. For the records, among the Ford Mustang class, only the monstrous Shelby GT500 has a quicker 0 to 60 time than the Mach-E GT. Straight line speed in the Ford Mach-E GT is enormously excess, just what you would expect from a typical Mustang GT. It takes on the corners quite well too, and there's some lavish amount of oversteer to keep a playful driver happy. The Mach-E GT adds improved Brembo brakes to police the untamed speed, and an adaptive MagneRide suspension is installed as well. The performance of the suspension is not exactly premium. The ride can be sometimes bumpy, but will manage. Speaking about the brakes, Motor Trend road test editor Chris Walton said, "It's the best of any EV I've tested. They are highly effective and very well tuned for trail braking. Easy to predict, control, and release." This high-spirited SUV has multi-spoke 20-inch aluminum wheels and Pirelli summer tires. The twin motors in a Ford Mach-E GT are turned by an 88 kilowatt-hour battery, which, according to Motor Trend, can boost from 15 to 80% capacity in 41 minutes using a 350 kilowatt Electrify America fast charger. Although there are complaints that charging speed terribly slows down once the battery gets to 80%, it's an intentional problem though. Ford says it's designed this way to preserve the battery's life. However, the American automaker says there are plans to expand the DC fast charge curve ceiling to greater than 80% state of charge through a Ford Power-Up over-the-air software update. With an estimated range of 270 miles, the Mach-E GT is not the rangiest EV in the market. It loses out to the Tesla Model Y in this regard, actually. Nonetheless, it's not anywhere near substandard. The estimated range drops by 10 miles in the sportier GT Performance Edition model. And despite clocking in at nearly 5,000 pounds, the Ford Mach-E GT twists handles, turns, and steers almost like a racing bike. The Mach-E GT isn't in any way autonomous. However, it offers quite a number of driver-assistive technologies and semi-autonomous features to make steering easier. In terms of styling, Ford significantly raises the bar for the Mach-E GT. It's unarguably the best-looking Mach-E in history. Except for the well-trimmed lights, the entire front section was revamped to look more daring. It's still primarily inspired by Mustang, only that the horrible mustache scar that defaces the standard Mach-E is taken out entirely and replaced with a grille, something more befitting in the GT. If this is Ford's way of trying to appease purists to accept the Mach-E GT as a Mustang officially, it's well played. The two air curtain vents deserve mention too. The one thing that might turn off fashionistas is the Ford Mach-E GT is only available in Cyber Orange. That's not to say it's a bad color selection. The Ford Mach-E GT has an unblemished side view. It is clean, smooth, and deprived of door handles. Nobody needs them anyway because the doors in this car are designed to pop out electronically. At the back, you've got something that looks like a rear diffuser and of course the glaring GT writing that replaces the horse badge. A few installations like the GT inscription on the armrest, uptight performance bucket seats, and gear knobs differentiate the interior of the Ford Mach-E GT from the one in the standard Mach-E. The legroom is, however, a little too limited. This 5-passenger, 4-door SUV is blessed with a sleek interior. The cabin is large enough to accommodate 5 passengers. The front and rear boots are spacious as well. It's a perfect family vehicle. In between the driver's and passenger seat is a responsive 15.5-inch display screen, paired with Ford's Sync 4 infotainment and wireless phone charging. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are available as well. Rear view mirror, rear parking sensor, automatic emergency braking, blind spot information system, and the Ford Blue Cruise are available as standard options. Currently, the Blue Cruise is programmed to work across 130,000 miles of roads called Blue Zones. However, Ford has a year-over-year plan to expand the Blue Zone and the car's capabilities in general through over-the-air software updates. As we all know, every proper Ford Mustang car has 3 driving modes: Whisper, Active, and Untamed. But because the Mustang Mach-E GT is abnormal, or insane if you like, Ford has added the Untamed Plus driving mode to offer motorists more brutal track-focused performances. The result is an overexcited, high-performance Mustang SUV that turns power to speed real quick, and is always willing to cover grounds. To sum all that up in one short sentence, this car is unapologetically fast. Right before we talk about the price of the Ford Mach-E GT, if you've made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. The Ford Mach-E GT is a very lovable car. You too can own it for anywhere between $60,000 to $65,000, depending on the specifications selected. In comparison, the standard Mach-E has a starting price of $43,895. However, the Mach-E GT justifies its price with a range of high-end features that solidifies its position as the most practical and powerful Mach-E ever made. For one, the GT's powertrain makes it faster and much more efficient than the standard Mach-E model. We can all agree it's a great car, but is it a good Mustang? This is a million-dollar controversial question that we'd rather skip if we could. Many purists still think Ford's marketing strategy to place the pony car logo on top of an electrified SUV is daring. But thankfully, the American car manufacturer seems to be managing the situation with some expertise. The Mach-E GT will give Ford some respite, We bet it's doing that already. However, it doesn't exactly live up to the imaginary Mustang GT reputation, and it's not about the performance. If we judged based on performance alone, there'd be no discrepancies about whether or not the Mach-E GT is a true Mustang. But when we consider some of the other features that separates traditional Mustangs from the rest, the Mach-E GT begins to look like what it truly is: an electrified and vehemently optimized sports utility vehicle. Comfy, agile, and capable of competing favorably against all the other cars in its category. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments section. Be sure to check out this video over here. Please check out the videos currently being displayed on your screen.